Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to the Serengeti simulation part 2. Again, if you don't want to listen to this video, you could do this entire assignment on your own. We have to do the simulation 4 times, however, during this assignment, and it might go faster just because I will pause the video and skip ahead. So it might speed up your work if you just watch the video and answer the questions with me. So let's go ahead and get started. So in the last investigation, we learned the term carrying capacity. And remember, that was the maximum number of animals that the environment could support before they start starving or running out of resources. And if they go over that number, then they drop, like they start dying. And then if they go under that number, they start reproducing again. That's carrying capacity. So it says, this section says, predict in the next investigation, you are going to change the ecosystem so that there is less space where grass is growing and a different amount of rain falling on those spaces. Number 6, if you start with 10 buffalo, so just 10 buffalo this time, but reduce the amount of grassland from 80 to 70%, so we're only going to have 70% grassland. How do you think that would affect the carrying capacity for buffalo in this ecosystem? So is their carrying capacity going to increase or decrease when you have less grassland? And then just explain it really quickly. If you say increase, tell me why you think that. If you say decrease, tell me why you think that. You can go ahead and type on Cami, or you can handwrite it in, whatever is easier. I think typing is probably easier to read for your teacher. All right, I'm going to move ahead. You can pause me at any time if you need a moment to be able to type your answers. Okay, number 7 says, if you increase the rainfall across the region that the buffalo are in, how do you think that would affect the carrying capacity for buffalo in the ecosystem? So you need to tell me, will it increase the carrying capacity or decrease the carrying capacity, and why? Figure it out. What's your prediction? You're not necessarily right or wrong, just what's your prediction? I'm going to pause this video for just a second here. Okay, sorry I had to pause that there for a second. We'll continue with question number 8 now. That should go. Why is that not going away? I don't know why that's not going away. But number 8 says, if you remove fences, keeping the buffalo in one grassland, how do you think that would affect the carrying capacity for buffalo in the ecosystem? So previously they've been trapped in these fences, but now we're going to take the fences down. So tell me about the carrying capacity. Is the carrying capacity going to go up or down? And why? What's your reasoning? Why would it go up or down? All right, I'm going to move on. If you need to pause me, go ahead and do so. Give me a second to see if I can. There we go. Now I got them to go away. Okay, so procedures for investigation number 2. Adjust the percent grassland in the central region slider to value 270. So let me show you me doing that. So the central region, we're going to change this to 70. Whoops. Down to 70 this time. And I'm going to hit setup reset so that you can see. So those kind of X'd out boxes, those are supposed to be rocks in this simulation. So now, where was the rest of it? Now I forgot where I put it. There it is. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and run the simulation. I will pause it so you don't have to wait for the whole thing, but let me go ahead and you can see me hit go. And they're all moving around. Right now, there's still fences and the rains are not coming through, but we're going to change that coming up. So I'll go to time 1500. I'll pause my video so you don't have to watch it. And then we'll jump back here when we're all done. All right, we're done with the second simulation here, where we changed the grassland up to 80%, but still started with 10 buffalo. So let's take a look at what that did to our carrying capacity. So the buffalo, they increased. They got all the way up to around 40, 43. Then they decreased again, and they're fluctuating around here. And now it looks like they're at about 27. So the first time they were at 19. Now that we've added a little bit of grass, now their carrying capacity is around 27. All right, let's try the next one. So the next one, let me go back to our data table. The next one says keep it at 80% grass. Keep the fences in, so they're still trapped in those fences, but this time let's let it rain. What will the rain do to the carrying capacity? So let's try it one more time. I am going to keep the fences, but I'm going to add seasonal rain this time. So let me hit setup reset. and we'll keep the grassland at 80%. I hit setup reset, but it takes it a moment. It's really straining my computer's brain. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit go pause. And now they are off and running and eating. And I will pause our video and I'll come back when it's to time 1500. All right, we're already to time 1500. This time we had seasonal rains that were passing across the simulation and allowing some of the grass to grow. Let's take a look at what impact that had on our carrying capacity. So the population increased all the way up to 72. Then it came down and it fluctuated a little bit. So our final number here is 50. So we started at 19, we went up to 27, and this time we're at 50. All right, we got one more simulation to try here. Let's see what the last one is supposed to be. The last one says keep the grass at 80, no fences this time. So now the animals can go anywhere. They're not just trapped in that central region, and allow the rains to move across. So let's go ahead and reset the simulation. So let's see, the one thing I need to remove is the buffalo fences, and I'm going to hit setup reset. Give it a second to catch up to me. There's always a little delay while its mind thinks. Come on, computer, you can do it. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit go, and let's see if we get them going. And now notice this time that there are no fences in the central region. So let's just see how long it takes them to spread to the south and the north. And I'll give you just a moment too to watch the seasonal rains come through. So notice that it's raining right here. All the boxes have filled in. That's because there's so much grass growing. And if we keep waiting for a few minutes, you're going to see the rains start to move this direction across the central region. And it's going to start increasing the amount of grass that's available in the central region. So we'll give it a moment so that you can watch that. Look at the grass, look at the rain kind of moving. It's kind of, if you look really close, let me blow it up, you can see the individual little raindrops and everything. So those raindrops are starting to move slowly across, more in the northern region, but it's starting to be in the central region, and it'll move down to the south and it'll come back. So it'll keep going back and forth. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause the simulation one more time, or pause the video one more time until we get to the 1500 on the simulation. Hey, I thought I'd cut in for just a second and let you take a look at what's happening and how many buffalo there are all over the place. The seasonal rains are back up in the north again. Notice that these guys out here, they have no food left because the rains have gone up north, but the rains are on their way. So let's see how they end at 1500. All right, we're back again. I've frozen the simulation at time 1500, so take a look at what's happened to the population. Notice where the seasonal rains are. They've been moving. They came from the north now, and now they're kind of in the central southern region. And we've seen the population go way up and fluctuate just a little bit. They're on their way down right now, but my guess is they'll come back again. So let's close in and see what doing this. Whoa, we haven't seen numbers like this before. This is huge. So this one says 143. My guess is if we let it go for a little bit, we'd see that number bounce back up again, but it's okay. Let's go with 143. So on your data table, your last entry should be 143. Oops, I'm clicking on the wrong one. There we go. So 143 right here. All right. The last thing that you need to do is make sense. So it says, why did the changes you made in the amount of grass, whether or not there were fences, and the seasonal rain to the environment in this investigation affect the carrying capacity of the ecosystem for the buffalo population? So you need to write something about how much grass is available based on these things. And when you change it, it increases the amount of food. And so there's less starvation and the animals can reproduce and grow, or vice versa. There's less grass, the population starts to starve and they die and the population comes down. You need to make one little comment on whether your predictions were correct. So, do you remember that you made these predictions here? Just say, yes, my predictions were correct, or no, my predictions were not right. And then use specific data from your investigation. So, what specific data means is, in this case, numbers. So, tell me, when there was only 70% grass and no fences and no rain, we only had 19 carrying capacity. Whereas when we increased all the things, then we got up to a carrying capacity of 143. Is that what I told you? What number was that at the end? Yeah, 143. So just trying to give you some ideas of things that you could write about for this lesson. I would say for this one, you would need a minimum of 3 sentences to get full credit for this. All right, that's it, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.